Hello, this is Namtro with Namtro Gaming. Today we'll be going over how to kill Piety effectively and how to make it beneficial for yourself. During this thing I split up the video, making it so we just have something to watch while I'm talking. So, with this video, basically I try to do a fast Piety run from Lunaris 2. The best way to do these runs typically is with a group of people, having one person having a portal open by where you start out in Lunaris 2 going into Lunaris 3. So basically the entrance of Lunaris 3 is where you want a portal, and then have everyone run to Piety using this method of finding, the best way up. Reason why you want to do this with multiple people is with each extra person you get 50% more quantity, which is very, very good. That's how you get a lot of loot. It still divides the loot up into 6 quadrants, but you and your friends could get a lot of extra loot by doing this together. The other thing to note too is the reason why you can do it with 6 people too is not only do you get the extra loot, but you all can run 6 separately in your own instances, and right before you tag Piety, you take and do that. And I'm actually going to back this video up a little bit because I want to talk about the pathway a little bit here. So if each person is doing this run, taking separate instances and getting to Piety, and before you actually fight Piety, have everyone port into the instance and then start the fight, because when you start the fight after everyone's there, that means she gets that extra quantity bonus. And then you want somebody with high magic find gear on to last hit her. And that's why it's very good to bring a group of people into this, doing this. Yeah. And sometimes you'll only be able to do it by yourself, and usually at the beginning of the league there's somebody who's usually nice, who has a portal open that everyone can run through, and then you can typically find where you want to go. And when you do start this, you kind of saw where we were going and whatnot. It starts off in this lower area, and you'll go downstairs into this lower area, and throughout this first beginning area there's a chance of running into a unique boss named Spinecrack. You can kill him. Usually he has pretty good loot. He does a lightning strike that does pretty decent damage, and he's a spine whipper, but he does not cast vulnerability himself, but he usually has things with him that cast vulnerability, so be careful. He can hit really hard. So how you navigate though is you'll notice here as I'm fighting through, I'll stop and be like, oh, there's some stairs. So typically the rule of thumb is going up good, going down bad, because this whole area actually does loop back around, and eventually you will see a downward way. But you want to find the way that takes you even higher, because that's where Piety's going to be. Every time it goes up, that's the right way. And these little slender paths that you notice that I'm going down, those are the areas that are most likely to have stairs. Is when there's a slender path, you'll usually find the right way taking those paths. So, and here's another set of stairs. There's usually 2 sets of stairs, and then there's a 3rd set of stairs after the 2 set of stairs that takes you to a pathway. You'll usually find Spinecrack either on the lowest floor or usually on this floor. And I think we actually run into him very shortly here. Yeah, he's right here. He dies pretty fast, but yep. And he, sometimes he drops good stuff, sometimes he doesn't. Here's another path, and then the thing to note here, you'll notice I'm about to double back, okay? The reason why I double back here is because there's these 2 wagons here, and when there's 2 wagons, this is the wrong way. You want to go the opposite direction. So, you'll notice I'll go this way, and we're going to continue on the right direction. If you go that opposite way, it leads to a dead end. It's really not much time wasted, and there's usually some things to kill there. So if you decide to go that way, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. And then we get over here. The first thing to note here is whenever you see a gate, it's usually the right way to go. Going through the gate is definitely always the best idea, best cause of action. So we'll go through the game, and you'll notice there's a bunch of little jail cells. These little jail cells, they typically do have a lot of monsters in them. You can kill the monsters for loot. It's a lot of rare packs usually. That being said, you can skip them, and you can just worry about killing the boss and getting to the area where there's a ton of magic monsters. And if you notice here, this path right here, anywhere that doesn't have doors, if you just lead through this path, that's going to take you to the right way, normally. There's some special occasions where you can take shortcuts and whatnot, but for the most part, this is normally the best way of doing it. Then when you run into that door over there, that door is the second door you'll run into. You'll run into one more, but this is the part where right when you hit that door, you know you've made it basically to Piety, because this area right here is always the same. It always looks like this, and it's always filled with magic monsters and a little bit of rare monsters. You usually want to clear this whole part because these are all good for experience, they're good for loot, they're just really good in general. So you want to make sure to do that. So you'll kill that spot, and same with this spot. Like, you'll always run into magic monsters up here and rare monsters, and same with up here too. Like, this spot can have stuff too. These side areas can, and then this spot right here is usually the cluster. So yeah, and that's pretty good. And then for Piety yourself, usually you want to switch to a more aggressive single target damage or whatnot. I switched to Conk Effect with my Reeve, giving me a crazy boost in damage. Burn her down really fast, and then hit her with my Culling Strike, getting extra magic find. And you know, instead of yourself hitting her with Culling Strike, make sure it's the magic finder. But yeah, anyways, this is my video of how to farm Piety effectively. Hopefully this helped you out, and yeah, you guys take it easy and have a great day. Thanks for watching.